Hey guys, welcome to the Girl Take No podcast. I am your host, Shani Sanders, and this is episode number 10 of season 1 of the Girl Take No podcast. This is the last episode of the season. Super excited to be giving you this last episode, the week of Christmas. What better way to end my season by ending it during my favorite time of the year? And so at first, let me tell you guys, at first I thought, okay, do I want to do a last show? Should I just let it end it with number 9 and just be like, okay, there's no more episodes until 2023? But I decided, no, go ahead, do one more episode, round it out on an even number, and end the season that way. And why not? It's my favorite time of the year. It's the week of Christmas. This is the last episode for 2023. I really do hope you guys enjoy this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast period over the last 3 months that you have been with me since I launched this show in October. One of the things I wanted to talk about today, listen, 2023 has been such a heavy year for so many of us, right? It's been a very heavy year. It's been a year of loss. It's been a year of, change, revelations, surprising things to have happened. I know people have had such a tough year, and I know some people had a great year. And today I don't want to talk about all the stuff that has happened that went wrong, all the stuff that all the shit that we had to endure, the stuff that we had to get through. We've lost so many people's lives, with Twitch, committing suicide, and so many other people who have lost their lives to suicide, just to any random acts of violence, or just loved ones that we lost over the year. And I didn't want to end the show on that note. I wanted to end the season on a note of, let's talk about what we actually accomplished this year. What are some of our wins this year? And it doesn't have to be like major shit. Like, you don't even have to say, oh, where I got my degree, or, I got married. It doesn't even have to be any of that. A win could be, I took my peace back. Dating all these motherfuckers that's not really doing it for me. And I decided that, I'm going to take my peace back. I'm going to date differently, and I'm going to do me. That's a win. A win is coming up with an idea for a business, working towards that. It doesn't mean you had to have launched the business this year. It doesn't mean you had to accomplish a lot with the business this year. The fact of the matter is that you started. The first thing could have been, I'm just going to launch a social media page and start talking about the business and get it out there. That's a fucking win. You know what I mean? So let's not think that every win must be so huge. Every win must be so big and grand, and everyone must recognize it as a win, when honestly, the only person who need to recognize your wins is you. You are the one that need to recognize what you actually accomplished this year, what you've endured, what you got through. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of shit that you went through this year could have broke you down and made you feel like your life is not even worth it. But it didn't. I myself, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I've been through some real tough shit, and I'm still going through some tough shit, but I've been through some real tough shit this year, and it could have broke me. You know what I'm saying? Because it did make me feel like just things are just so tough. You know what I'm saying? But I decided to push my shoulders back, put my chin up, and say, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not going to let this shit break me. I'm not going to let shit that somebody else do affect me in a way, in terms of where it's going to break me and my spirit, it's going to stop me from enjoying my life, or stop me from fucking enjoying my holiday season. I told y'all before, I'm going through shit, and I'm not going to let stuff stop it. And I decided to say, you know what? I'm going to still be strong, even through the storm. I'm still going to be strong. But it doesn't mean that you're not going through the storm. It still means that I'm strong through the storm. And you know what? That's a fucking win. That's a win. You're strong through the shit. You're still pushing through. You're still persevering through whatever the fuck you may be facing. You're still pushing through it. And it may be some of the toughest shit you ever been through in your life, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going through some of the toughest shit I've ever been through in my life. But you know what? I'm pushing through. I made it through. I'm making it through. Let's just say that, because I'm not on the opposite end just yet, but I'm making it through. I really am. And every day it gets a little easier. Every day I get a little bit more clarity in terms of like, what do I want to do? And I think 2023 will be a different year for me. But also I just feel like I've had so many wins this year. You know, I've celebrated birthdays with the kids. You know what I mean? I spent time with my mom. My mom's birthday, she had a 78th birthday this year. We celebrated that with her. And my mom suffers from dementia, but she enjoyed it. We came together as her children and grandkids and family, and we did this big party for her, and we had such a great time, and we celebrated her. That is a win because I still have my mother here with me. At 78, she's still here. And that's a win. My mother actually be here this week for Christmas, her and my sisters and family. And so I'm super excited about that. So that's another win for me. Being able to spend Christmas with my mother is a big win for me because it's been a few years since we've been able to make that happen. And so I'm very excited about that. That's a win. So I'm trying to get everyone to understand that wins doesn't have to be these big grand things. Like I said, it could be the smallest thing. Like, yo, you got out of bed this morning. Facing the shit that you facing, you still got up. You took care of your kids. You went to work. You did what you were supposed to do with a fucking smile on your face. And you got through it. You won. Just by getting up and doing the normal shit that you do every day, you won. And it doesn't mean that you have to be okay, that you have to be happy through it all. But that's a win. Just by getting up. You're still here. That's a win. Life didn't beat you down to the point where you felt like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'd rather not be here than to get beat down. No, you say, you know what? I'm gonna be strong. I'm gonna stay prayed up. I'm gonna keep my faith. I'm gonna be strong. I'm not gonna let this shit break me because God got so much more better for me. And that's just how I feel. Like I wake up every day saying to myself, a bitch can't break me. No matter how hard they try, no matter how hard they scheme or do whatever they're trying to do, you're not winning. I'm the one that's winning because I wake up every day in good spirits. I wake up every day, knowing that God got me no matter what. And because I know he got me, I'm winning. I'm winning. It might not look like that to everybody else. It might not look like that to family and friends and all that type of shit. But you know what? Nobody knows how you win but you. Nobody knows what you endure, how you get through things, how you get to the other end but you. And that is your win. That is your strength. Nobody can break your spirit. And so that's why I'm like, I want us to focus on going through this year. Not just the hard things we suffered through, not just the hard things we had to get through, or not that the hard things we're still facing, but let's talk about some of the wins and some of the joys. What things brought you some joy this year? And I know a lot of you might say, you know what, man, ain't shit bring me joy this year. This was a really fucked up year. But if you truly think about it, some things brought you joy. And that's what I mean by it's the little moments that we need to recognize. It's the little things we need to recognize. Like I said, just you getting out of bed during that fucked up time, that's a win for you. Just you still going to work, although you can't stand nobody at that goddamn job and you can't wait to leave that shit because they don't pay you enough and they don't respect you. But the mere fact that you got up, that is a win. No matter what, that's a win. I don't care what they say, that's a win. Because you get up every day, you go to a job you don't like, deal with them fucking people you don't care much for. You know what I'm saying? To get that paycheck, to take care of you, to take care of your family, if you have a family, kids, or whatever it may be. You may be going through things in your marriage. Like I said, I was, you know what I'm saying? The fact that you're still together, you're still trying to work it out. You know what I'm saying? Or either you're just trying to figure out what you want to do, but whatever you were going through, it didn't break you. That's a win. That's a win. No matter what the end result is going to be, it is going to be a win is being able to endure it. To know that whatever I'm facing didn't break me. Nobody else has to agree with it. It's not about nobody else's opinions, because who the fuck cares about anybody else's opinion when it comes to your life? Because nobody has a perfect life. And that's what I mean by looking at also the last episode I did, when you look at social media and when you look at Twitch and his wife and how you thought, man, they got such a perfect life. And you know what's so crazy? They may have had that. They may have had a good marriage, but he was still suffering and going through things internally. And that's what I'm saying. Like, nobody has a perfect life. Don't ever look at somebody else's marriage. Don't ever look at somebody else's life on social media or just by what you see, because you're not in those people's households with them. You don't know what that person went through to get to where they are. They may have went through some bullshit to get to their happy side. because there's a journey, and not everybody is willing to share their journey because people don't want people to know who they are and the kind of shit that they did in their life and all that kind of stuff. But it's a journey, man. People learn from your journey. That's why I'm like, I ain't afraid to share. When the time is right, I'm going to share the actual journey. And I just feel like, don't look at nobody else's life. I think going into 2023, we need to understand, don't look at other people's lives and think that, oh, I got to live like that. Because you don't know the shit they got to go through to live the way they live. You don't know what the bitches got to go through to get them bags and cars and all the money that you see. You don't know. But you're winning. You are winning no matter what. You get up every day. You work hard. You do whatever the fuck you got to do. You are winning. And I'm not judging nothing that nobody do to win. That's on you. But all I'm saying is that don't just write your 2022 off and say, man, it was just a fucked up year. Nothing right happened for me this year. When that's not true. That's not true. If you're still here and you're still breathing, shit, man, you fucking won just on that alone. Because so many people didn't want to be here anymore. So many people felt like life would just be easier without them in it. The pain is so hard. It's so much to endure that I don't even want to do it no more. And they're not here anymore. But you are. You've been through some really tough things and you are here. You've lost some people in your life, but you are here. You've lost friends. You may have lost loved ones. And I don't mean lost in terms of like death. I mean in terms of like just relationships ending. Our relationships change. But you're still here. No matter what, because God got you. And you're going to be all right. So that's the win. Another win for me is those that you don't know, I still work full time. I work from home full time, 100% remote. And I'm in a position where I'm not like chained to my computer. I don't have a boss that micromanages. I'm in a position that really gives me the time that I wanted so I can do this podcast, so I can do a business. And I have really real work-life balance. I don't think people really know what the fuck work-life balance really is until you get into a position that I'm in and you're like, wow, there are really people out here in the world that will be your boss and your managers and not make you feel like, oh, you got to check in every 10 minutes or you got to make sure they know a list of things that you're doing today and they got to micromanage. There are people out there who are confident in the people that they hire to know that they're going to do a job that I don't have to fucking check on you every day, all day long. And you give me a checklist of the shit that you've done. So I'm in that position where I have work-life balance and I have the freedom to spend time with my family, to invest in other things. And that is a fucking win for me because that is one of the things I wanted. That is a win. So starting this podcast, being able to do something for myself, because I said, early on when I started this podcast in my bonus episode, I talked about the things that bring me joy. I talk about things that you need to do to bring you joy, no matter how small or they are. And doing this podcast was one of those things that bring me joy. I feel like it's a way for me to express myself, a way for me to, just talk and being able to have people that listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how many of you are listening. I know how many are watching, but the numbers don't matter. What matters is the fact that, I'm going to do this regardless. I don't give a fuck if one person listens and one person watch on YouTube. I'm going to still do it. I'm going to stay consistent and I'm going to do it because a lot of times this is just therapy for me too. This is therapy for me, being able to talk and get things out and, being able to see other people's perspective when people send me messages on Instagram or through YouTube. It's like, this podcast has been such a great thing for my life. You guys have no idea. Like, it really has been. It's been fun. It's been informative for me. It's been a learning process for me in terms of like podcast setup and podcast flow. I'm going to do a lot of things different next year with different equipment, of course. And so just really trying to bring a better experience for this podcast, better conversations, and bring more women's stories to life through this platform. Because that's where I really want to get to. I want to get to more interviews with people. And so I'm really working towards that this year. And I have a lot of people reaching out to me for interviews. And I'm really getting more organized in terms of like, hey, I got to get the schedule down in terms of like set up my interviews properly so I have time and we can get through them, set up different co-hosts to come and have us just have different conversations. So I'm going to do more of that. So this podcast has really been a joy for me. And I get joy out of being with my family and doing the kids' birthday parties and doing whatever fun things that we're going to do for the kids. I get so much joy out of that too. But it's been nothing like doing this podcast, being able to have that work-life balance, that freedom, and being able to watch this podcast grow. Like, I got so excited when I shared with you guys the numbers, that Spotify sent in terms of like my 2022 recap. And I was excited to know that I have had over 3,100 downloads. So I'm super excited about that. So stop talking about 2022 has been your worst year and think about some of the things that you have been blessed with. Food on your table, a place over your head. Like, you have a place to sleep. Some people don't. Clothes on your back. You know what I'm saying? Like I know those are like cliches almost, but the simple things in life that we need to really appreciate, we don't. I feel like we just look past that shit because there's some people out here that are really, really have life really hard. And if you look at your life, no matter how much or how small you may have, you still have it better than most. Being able to have peace of mind. A lot of us work towards just being able to have that peace of mind. Being able to have peace in your life. I saw that on social media so much now. It's like, being in a peaceful state, having my peace, taking my peace away, being peaceful, not letting no one disturb my peace. And so having peace in our lives has been so important in so many ways because that does help your mental health. And that's something that a lot of us strive to have. I'm still striving to have that peace overall, and I do think I will get there. It's a process, but I think I'll get there. But also, I just feel like I'm not just going to talk about all the shit that went wrong for me, all the shit that I'm going through or facing. I'm going to talk about the things that I actually overcame, the things that have been a win for me. And I think that's what's important. I think as you recap on your 2022, as we get closer to New Year's Eve, think about the things that you've actually accomplished. Think about the things that went your way. Think about the things that you survived, no matter what that may be, because only you know. So think about those things that you survived. You survived that shit, sis. You survived it. You really did. You're on the opposite end of it. Or you're coming through it. You might got little bumps and you might got little scars on you, but you know what? You made it through. I think that's what matters the most, is that we make it through. We get through it. No matter how hard this shit may be. What I'm facing may be way worse than what somebody else is facing, or what someone else is facing may be even harder than what I'm facing. Everybody's shit is different. People don't face the same things all the time. We all face different things in our lives, in our relationships, in our careers. So just think about everything that you've done, that you won at, that you're good at, that a bitch couldn't take from you, or that no nigga couldn't take from you. You know what I'm saying? Think about all that stuff. No matter what, you are still here. That is a fucking win. I don't care what nobody say. You are still here. That's a win. We have so many of us that suffer in silence. I myself do, because I don't share a lot. But going in 2023, I think what I'm going to start doing is, one, I said I'm going to get a therapist, right? Because we need people to share to. We need people to share that heart shit with, that we don't have to continue to carry ourselves, that maybe we don't want to share with others because of that judgment. And that's one of the main reasons why we don't share stuff with people, because we feel like people judge too much. Because you think your shit is so great, and then if I tell you something, and then it's like you looking at me sideways because you think yours is so great. So that's why a lot of people don't share, but we have to be able to create those safe spaces for people to share. So going in 2023, I'm looking to create a community of women, of just a safe space for women to share that tough shit. I'm looking to have my own therapist to help me get through the things that I need to get through and see through from a different perspective. You know what I mean? Because we need each other. As women, we need each other. You know what I'm saying? Let's not just support each other on social media. Let's not just support each other, on some online shit. I'm talking about real support. Real people showing up for you. Real people helping you get through that shit in your marriage. Real people helping you get through whatever you may be going through in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? In your life, in your career, in your finances, like real people to help and show up and be able to give you the wisdom and the knowledge you need to get through it, simply because they've been through it and now they can help you get through it. Like, let's really reach out to, a young woman, if you're young or whatever it may be, and help them get further where they need to be. Let's pull each other up. That's what I'm looking at. That's what my mindset is going to 2023. I'm not thinking about just what I can do for me. I'm thinking about what I can do for others. How can I serve others? And that's why I said me starting this podcast is one of the things I wanted to do. And it's a way of me serving as well. And hoping that, hey, I'm giving out some information, some knowledge, and I hope people can learn from it. And I hope people can apply it if they can. But it's my way of serving. It's my way also of giving back and sharing. And so I just want us all to look at that and understand that, 2022 wasn't that fucked up of a year. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't probably your best year, but you know what? You still got a lot of wins in that year. A win is a win. A win is a win. No matter what it looks like, a win is a win. Even if you got up and you worked out and your goal was to drop weight or to start your fitness journey, listen, you might not be where you want to be, because bitch, I'm not either. But the fact of the matter is, you tried. You wasn't one of them people that just talked about it. Even if you just got up a few times, worked out, tried to stay consistent, you fell off and tried to stay consistent again. That's okay. It's a journey. It's not a race. It's a journey. And you're going to get there. Just stay on track. That's still a win, because you know why? You did more than most. Let's just be honest. Look back on your life and think about the stuff that you really accomplished. You're a mom and you take care of other human beings. You guide other lives. That is a win. No matter how bad them fucking kids may be right now, you still winning. You're winning. You are winning. Your children are safe. Your children are taken care of. Your children are loved by you. You are winning. No matter how short the paycheck may be, it might not stretch long enough to pay all the bills, but you know what? You pay some of the motherfuckers, so that's a win. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, let's not just kill off 2022 as the worst year ever. Let's think about some of the things that went good. And if you can't think of anything that went good, remember, you're still fucking here. You're still breathing. You still have an opportunity to change your life. Every day is an opportunity to make changes towards a better life for you, whatever that may look like. That is a win alone. Just remember that. If you can't think of not one thing and you feel like your year is so fucked up, just say, my major win is that I'm here still. I'm going through this. My year was so fucked up that a lot of people wouldn't have been able to get through the shit I endured, but you did. And that is your win. And that's how I'm going to end this show, guys. Like, remember that you won. Kudos to you. Our hat goes off to you. I celebrate you during this time of the year, this season of greatness, this season of giving. And I hope that you have a wonderful holiday season. I hope you have a wonderful new year. I look forward to us taking this journey and this ride in 2023 with the Girl Techno podcast. I thank you for being a part of this community. I thank you for listening and downloading and sharing this podcast with friends and taking me along on the walks with you when you're walking, or either when you're riding in your car, or either if you're at the gym working out. It's me and you. So I thank you for allowing me to be in your space. And I look forward to what we can do together in 2023. I'm Shawnee Sanders. This is the Girl Techno podcast, and I'll see you guys in 2023.